Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello. Come back again with me, Ilham Dwi Prasetyo in this channel. Okay. On this occasion, we will create a website for portfolio websites. Okay. For its content actually is up to you later. Yes, for this video, I will create a portfolio website like this website. Okay, like this, as you can see, and we will make him responsive. So when on the mobile, the size will shrink, and when on the desktop layer, the size will be enlarged. Okay, and we will use the tailwind css to create this website. Well, before that, I will explain to you a little what is tailwind css. The tailwind css is a utility-first framework for building custom interface design quickly. Simpler than other CSS framework, most other CSS framework offer provide something essential providing all kind of the pre-designed components such as button, card, alert, and so on. Those components may help quickly at the beginning, but new problems arise when we want to build our site with a custom design that is to our liking. Making changes to this component requires a lot of effort and time. However, Tailwind CSS has a different approach rather than providing pre-designed components. Tailwind provides low-level utility classes that we can use to build a custom design as a wall without having to leave our HTML file. Okay, so that's a little explanation of Tailwind CSS. And now let's move on to create the website. Okay, first we have to install the Tailwind CSS. We can enter the Tailwind CSS site. Okay, can click in new tab. You can read in this Tailwind CSS, and you can click this to come to the website. Okay, can get started. And for the installation, we will use the CLI. Okay, here is a perfect way to install it using the CLI. Okay, and now we can open our code editor. And here I use a Visual Studio Code, and I recommend you to use this code editor because it's just more delicious. Yes, after we open the Visual Studio Code, this now can close folder, yes. Close the window. I want to create the new window. Okay, it's on save. Yes, and before it, we ha we must to create the folder to our desktop. Okay, and I create the desktop in this. I want create the new folder, and the name is Tailwind CSS new new one. Okay, minimize, and we can open folder in Visual Studio Code. We can this open folder, and now we can look for tailwind css new one and select folder. Then yes. Okay, we have the new folder in this. And now after we create a HTML file is index.html. Oh yes, create new file in the index.html and enter. Okay, and now create the docs type this. And don't forget also we have to install the Node.js on our computer. Okay, you can enter the browser and click a new tab, and you can write a Node.js, and can download this software. Okay, download the software and install it on your computer. You can use the Windows or Mac OS. After install this Node.js, and now let's start to installing the Tailwind CSS. Okay, when you go back to Tailwind CSS, okay, the first in this installation Tailwind CSS with CLI, okay, with CLI. In here, five texts that must be done to be done. Yes, okay. And now we can write this in Visual Studio Code in terminal. Okay, okay, in Visual Studio Code. And now we click in View. This View. We click View and Terminal. Okay, View, Terminal. In this terminal, we can create the the writing this. Now you can write npm init min y. And now we have the new file package.json. Okay, after this we can copy this. Can copy this to Tailwind to our terminal. Can go back to Visual Studio Code. This was an error. Okay, wait. Can copy this in there and enter. And now this is downloading to Tailwind CSS. You can wait a second. Okay, this is so long. Yes. Okay, finish. And we have the package.json in there. And we have the node modules. Okay, now we can copy it and Tailwind init in our terminal. Okay, paste in this and enter. And now we have the tailwind.config config.js, the new file. Okay, and go back to tailwind css, and the step 2, we must write the source HTML or JS in content tailwind.config.js. Okay, we go back to our Visual Studio Code. In tailwind.config.js, in content, we write uh, the HTML file. Okay, we have in here index.html. Let's write in this index.html. Okay, index.html. Okay, you can save. Okay, the step 2 is finished, and go back to tailwind css, and the step 3, we must to create the new folder. The name in here src, and we must to create the new file input.css in src folder, and we must to paste these three components in input.css. Okay, we go back to our Visual Studio Code. In there, you can create the new folder. Okay, the new folder, and you can name this with src. Okay, just enter, and in this src folder, you can create the new file, and the name is input.css. Okay, enter, and now we must to paste the three component in there. Okay, we go back to tailwind css, and in there, in here, you can copy it. Okay, copy it, and go back to Visual Studio Code, and you can paste in this file. Paste. Okay, finish. The step 4 is finished, and now we go back to our tailwind css, and the step 4, we must to paste this in terminal. Okay, you can copy it and go back to Visual Studio Code. In terminal, you can paste and click enter. Okay, and now we have the new folder. The name is this, and the new file is output.css. Okay, this finished to install the installing tailwind css, and now let's try it in this. In index.html file, we can create the new tag. I create one. Okay, and I create a hello world. Okay, you can close the terminal, and you can the full watch in Visual Studio Code. Okay, from this you can click right, and you can look for show preview. Okay, click show preview, and now we have the new the new folder in our document. Okay, from this a live preview. Okay, the installation tailwind css in our Visual Studio Code is done, and let's try to our stage to let's to let's to make our website portfolio website after this video.